Welcome to another Ozzstar's Today's Fun Project. Today we're going to attempt some body work. I got some clear coat that's peeling on this A-pillar right here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll get you a tighter shot in a second. But anyhow, about 12 years ago, this is my personal car, so I don't mind doing a repair like this. Eventually I will get it done professionally. It all has to be sanded down and blended in. But this fender had some damage. It was a hit and run. Somebody backed into my fender and took off. And when this body shop painted this fender, they blended into this door so the color would match nice. And then obviously all this up here was clear coated. Well, evidently the clear coat, the base coat wasn't prepped that well because the clear coat separated and started to peel or bubble here. So I flaked most of it off. I just used my fingernail and an old credit card. But anyway, today I've got some 2K primer, or not primer, but clear coat. So we're gonna light scuff the existing clear that's on there pretty solid now, and then use a 2K in a spray can. It's a small can you can get, which has a catalyst in it, so it dries super hard, and it should dry fairly fast. We'll put 2 or 3 coats on, then I'll probably wet sand and just buff it out, and we'll see how it turns out. It's got to be better than it was, and it's sort of kind of a little experiment. I've seen online people saying that this kind of repair won't hold up, doesn't do its thing, what have you, and we'll see. Time will tell. So anyway, let's get to the prep part. I'm going to start with the Scotch-Brite. I got some red stuff. We'll Scotch-Brite that down. That way the new clear has something to bond to mechanically. It'll lock in. And then we'll tape everything up. I'm not going to remove any of the weather stripping. And paper some things up. Maybe put a drop cloth over the hood, something to protect that. We don't want any overspray. Though it is a small area, I'm going to use a respirator. And this stuff is nasty, this 2K stuff. You definitely don't want that into your lungs. That can cause some serious damage or even get into your skin. It's got cyanide something, I don't know, whatever it is. It's poison. So anyway, let's get to the video. Okay, so this is the area right here that's been flaking off. It was bubbling off real bad. So that should give you an idea what we're working with. I actually just scraped this along. Let me grab another light right here. So I kind of just scratched this down like that and got as much as loose stuff as I could. And now I'm just gonna take my Scotch-Brite and I'll go, I don't know if that light's messing you up or not, but I'm just gonna gently scuff up the edge, and I'm going to stay off of the base coat here. I don't want to get onto the base coat. I don't want to damage it. So I'll do that, and then I'll turn the camera back on. But first I want to tape everything up, especially inside the car. All right, so you can see the patient's all ready for surgery here. I got this part exposed. I'm going to start that Scotch-Briting here, this area. And I got this all wrapped up, so I don't plan on having a huge spray bomb in here. I'll have a fan going and stuff to pull the fumes through, but you just don't want overspray on your nice paint, your wheels and all that stuff. Could take you hours, days to clay bar and get all that overspray off, so it's not worth it. Take 20 minutes. I think it took me 15 minutes maybe to do all this. I'm just using cheap old newspaper. You're not supposed to use newspaper. Use the good stuff if you're doing this for real, but this blue painter's tape and a couple nice clean sheets from the bedroom. I stole it from my wife. She doesn't know. Don't tell her. So anyway, we'll see if she notices they're actually be sealed and clear. The nice thing about doing this with the door open is I plan on getting the clear coat around the edge. I got a nice factory seam here, and I back rolled the tape. So I'll probably bring the camera around and show you what I mean. There we go. So this is back rolled here so that clear can come over the edge. And just right along this body line here, it's actually a seam. So that'll give it a good bond. That's probably where it started to peel to begin with, right on the lip. That's a weak spot. Just want to get that bite in there, and I'm just when I get to the edge where the base coat is, I'm just going real easy. You figure it's already screwed up, so can't get too much worse. Sanding's done. Let me get you close up. Or the scuffing, so you can see, here's where it hasn't been scuffed, and obviously And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get some window cleaner, you know, like Windex, and I'm going to wipe this all down, get any oils off of here. So I may try to clean this area up a little bit more right here. See, I can see there's a little bit of clear holding on there. Alright, so I just got some Windex. I'm going to wipe this down real good. I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but it's pretty dirty. So the prep's real important. Try to give that new stuff a good bonding. And I'm getting it on the back edge here. Alright, let's talk about the product I'm going to use here. I'm using this, it's called Spray Max 2K clear coat. That's the number. This is the fast drying stuff. I'll leave it description in below where you can get it. I think this little can cost me about 20 bucks or so shipped, so that's not bad. It's got a ball in it. Turn it upside down and shake it, and inside the cap right here is this little red cap tab, and then there's like a spray button sprayer on the bottom here. What we're going to do is I'm going to put that on there right now. Okay, so that's on there. You got your top nozzle, which, by the way, you can rotate this nozzle so that the spray pattern is either vertical or horizontal. But anyway, you put this back on, shake it real good, upside down. What I'll do next is take this on the ground. I'm going to have my hand on this. I'm just going to smack it down. So once that charge goes in there, I believe you got 14 hours, they say, to use what's left in the can. So this should set up, I'd say, probably like 5 to 10 minutes. And I plan on putting in about 3 coats, 2 to 3. We'll see how it comes out. The first one I'm going to probably lay down a little bit lighter than the second coat. So let's set this on the ground and activate the charge. After you activate it, you want to shake it for 2 more minutes. Really get those chemicals in there to mix up. So let's do that. I'll put on my my respirators right here. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to keep the camera back a little bit. I don't want to mess up my lens. It's the only camera I use for filming. And hopefully it'll work out okay. So let's do it. Hey, in the meantime, while I'm shaking this and you get to hear the annoying rattle, I want to thank you guys for watching and subscribing and all that good stuff. So we'll see how this turns out. Fingers crossed. I mean, it'll probably be $300, $400, $500 refinish job. So I think I got 20 bucks into this. Newspaper's kind of free. Tape is expensive now. It's like 6, 8 bucks a roll. I just used, you know, painter's tape. If I was doing this the real deal, I would use the yellow painter's tape. And we'll see what happens on the respirator, and we'll start at it. All right, first coat's on. We'll let it dry. We'll be back. Number 3. All right, hopefully the fan's not too loud. But anyway, the third coat I went a little heavier, so that's what we got now. And of course, after this dries, I'm gonna let it probably dry 5 days a week. I'm not in a rush. By tomorrow morning, I'll take all the paper off, but in about 5 days, I'll wet sand and buff this. Welcome back. It's been almost 2 weeks. This is set up. I've had this out in the sun, the clear coat. So I've got some 1500 and some 2000 wet dry paper and one of these sanding blocks. The gray side's spongier than the black side, and I'll just use the gray downwards. I'm going to wet sand this, and I'll get the polisher out, put some compound on there. I use the McGuire's 105, and then I'll go to the 205. So I'll buff out those haze up, white scratches. I'm just going to tape this up so that I don't get compound and sanding grit and stuff all over this gasket. Alright, so I've got a bucket of clean water and a sponge here. I'm just going to start getting things wet. And I think I'll just start off with the 1500 here. I've been soaking it in the water. So you want to make sure it's really wet and lubricated. I'm just going to fold it around the edge here like this. And just lightly, you can feel it cutting. I don't want to take too much off. I'm not getting crazy with it. I can see it's clouding up a little bit, which is good. Right down here where I had to blend in a little bit, I'm just giving that a little extra love. So try to smoothen things out. Just kind of feathering in. I can feel that line's disappearing, which is what I want. Plenty of water. That's nice. That line's pretty much gone now. Well, that's good enough for my liking. So I'll dry this off now, and then I'm going to we'll buff it out. You can see how hazy it is. Hopefully you can pick that up on camera. Let me get a light. Maybe that's picking that up, but you can see it's kind of hazy. Doesn't have that shine, so when we buff it out, the shine should come back. So I got my Porter Cable 7424XP here, and I'm going to set it on speed 6. This is what I use for polishing when I do like my crazy 9-hour polishing jobs. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of compound, not much. I'll put some on here direct. That's plenty. You don't need a lot of this stuff. And like I said, this is the 105. Then I'll switch to the 205. I'm going to use this infinite use detail juice here, which is just a detailer spray. And then I'll just take my time and buff this out. I'll switch to 205 and get that done. And then we'll put some wax on it and we'll dry it up and put the camera back on. Alright, wipe the compound off here, see what we're doing. It's a little messy, but the nature of the beast. Alright, so I cleaned my pad out and I got the 105 on there. I'm sorry, 205 now. Actually, I think I'll turn this down to like 5.5. There we go. Just taking my time. Yeah, we're coming along. I don't want to take it, down too far. I just want to get it to where the shine's back on the clear coat. Shouldn't have any white haze, is what I'm getting at. It's definitely not perfect, but this was bad for so long. I just couldn't take it anymore. And now I'll go get I'll get some Caranuba wax and I'll put a coat of wax in this area. Like Mr. Miyagi said, wax on, wax off. So I'll put some on, I'll let it sit on there for a minute, and then we'll take it off. Well, there it is, all waxed up, polished. So this blended in nice down here, up there. All right, well, that's the quick and easy way. I mean, I got like 25 bucks into it. I'm not going to complain about that shine. Hopefully it'll hold up. Today's September 14th, 2016. So if you're watching this video 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, leave me a comment down below. Leave me a comment right now if you'd like, but leave me a comment then and I'll give you an update to see how that repair is holding up. Evidently, when people say you spot in clear coats, they don't hold up. So we're gonna put the myth to the test here. Anyway, don't forget to add me on Instagram. I have a new account there. It's Ozzstar with the number 1. The Ozzstar YouTube stickers are out now. If you're interested in that, shoot me a message. Let me know where you're located. Get one out to you. And stay tuned. We got this 77 Corvette here. That one's going to be a series. You can see it's a little dusty. Kind of like a garage find. I wouldn't call it a barn find, but that's coming up soon. Don't forget to check that out. What I'm going to be having with that is it hasn't run in about 5 years. Let me straighten you out right here. It hasn't been running about 5 years. I don't think it's started. And the owner is having me take a look at it. So it's got a pretty cool 350 Magnum RHS heads on there with stainless steel valves. It's got a blower, side draft Weber carbs, and it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll give you a sneak peek of the engine. Let me think. That's how we do it here. Let's look at it. Sure you do. We're all gearheads, right? Let me pop this open. It's going to clean up really nice. There we go. That's it. We'll have it purring like a kitten before you know it. Well, you guys got a little sneak peek there, so that'll be pretty cool. I'm going to do a series, video series on this. I don't know how many videos it will be, but I'm going to show you the steps that it takes to start up a vehicle that has been in storage for a long time and hasn't been prepped. So in other words, the gas is still in there, the oil, all the fluids. We're going to go through the whole process on what you should do to do it right before you turn that key. Don't just throw a battery in it and turn it. It's the worst thing you could do for your engine, especially one that you've got a lot of money into. So anyhow, come along with me on that one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to add me on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.